Hello everyone. Very good evening. Welcome to Olive Board. My name is Varsha Dhiman, and this is our current affairs session. Right, today is Friday, and on every Friday at 6 p.m. we have our agriculture and rural development current affairs session. Right. So the aspirants who are there in the class, please let me know that the voice is okay and the screen is also clearly visible to you. See, as I'm having throat infection, so I'll not speak more loudly. So wherever you feel like that you are not getting my voice, please let me know. I'll repeat it for you guys. Okay. So very good evening. SD Yadav is there. What about other students? Please do comment and let me know that the voice is okay to you guys. Is everything fine? Voice is sound is okay. Yeah, so let's start our today's session. So there are so many events happen in this particular week, okay? And here we'll cover some important, and the rest of the thing we'll cover in the next session, okay? So yeah, you can ask if you have any doubt related to this. Yeah, you can see, SD, let's do the current affair related discussion first, and at the last minutes, whenever we're about to end the class, at that time you can ask. Or what you can do, you can drop your doubt. Uh, just a second. You can ask me your doubts and queries on the Telegram as well, right? So there also you can ask me, you can send me the message, and there also we can also can discuss about it, right? So let's start our today's session. Here we go. This is our application. Be the part of Hollywood family and start your preparations with us. You will get all the I can assure you, like agriculture and rural development portion and other such classes which are provided to you here on the application of Bollywood, they are good. Okay, content wise, quality wise, everything is so relatable. Like the students who are preparing with us, they know that they become the things become easy for them to understand. Okay, if they are connected with us there. And this is a crash course. Aspirant, it is going to start from 28th of December with the part of it and start your preparations with us. Okay, huh? Yeah. Yes, you can ask your doubt in the last time. Okay, in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Yeah, sure. So, before moving ahead, recently there was some developments happened related with the seeds. Okay, so this is a news article of 16th of December, but I am covering it here. This is the last class we were not discussed about it. So, Seed Bill 2025 safeguards farmers' right and strengthens seed quality regulation. So, this new big bill is introduced in the Parliament. Okay, as it we discussed about it that with the next year budget 2026 budget this new seed act will be enacted. Okay, it was an announcement happened in this year that in the year 2026 we are about to have a new seed act. Okay, so related to this a bill is introduced. Okay, and this bill is drafted in the year 2025, right? And that was drafted by the Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. And what is the main agenda, main aim to draft this bill to? It is for the current requirements and after taking into consideration the issues raised by various stakeholders from time to time, including farmers' organization. Yeah, so whenever any farmer or any specific cropping season occur, what the farmer need, they need a good quality seeds, okay, the high yielding variety seeds so that they can improve their production. So during that time and other parts of the year, the different stakeholders are facing some challenges, okay. So this particular bill is addressing all the challenges, okay. Considering all the challenges, this bill is introduced and the provision of the bills are not applicable. So the whatever the points that are mentioned here, they're not applicable to the farmers and farmers' varieties, including their traditional varieties. So the provisions mentioned in the bill, they are for the high yielding and the genetically improved and the other such varieties, not for the traditional varieties. So this bill is protecting the farmers' right in conformity with the protection of. So there was an act like Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Right Act that was introduced, that was enacted in the year 2001. Okay, so as on the same ground, this bill will also protect the farmers, okay, to grow, sow, save, exchange, and sell farm saved seeds. Okay, like for the farm seeds, they know they don't need to register or any portal. They can sell it, they can grow it, they can save it. Like whatever they want to do with their farm saved seed, they can do. They don't need to register on any portal, or they don't need to maintain any record for that. But if there is any genetically improved seed variety or high yielding seed variety, there should be a right of the person or the breeder who worked upon the seed. Okay. Okay. So in addition, various provisions are available under the Biological Diversity Act 2002 and the Protection of Plant Varieties in the Farmers' Right Act 2001, that is to safeguard the farmers, communities, seed growers, traditional farmers, and the indigenous seed varieties. Right. So this point is very important. Like why there was a need arises to have a seed bill. It is to protect the farmer. Okay, and it is also to safeguard this indigenous seed varieties as well as a breeder seed varieties also. Okay. Now another thing, the bill has provision for compulsory. As I mentioned, it is specifically mentioned that you need to do registration of all varieties sold in the market, registration of seed producer, seed processing units and dealer, registration of plant nurseries, regulations of seed sale prices under emergent situations, compulsory labeling of performance of seeds, mandatory onboarding on Sathi portal, etc., to ensure the quality of seeds following nationally determined standards applied to the farmers. Okay, like whatever the new seeds and the varieties they're talking about, there should be a registration of them. So this is a provision mentioned under this new drafted seed bill. Okay, and it's a pre-legislative consultation phase and was put in public domain to further elicit inputs from stakeholders. So this has not reached the parliament till date, but we are assured like in the next year union budget we will have a specific announcement related to this seed bill or the seed act. Okay, so process has begun. Soon we will have a new seed act. Okay, so this is something that you should be aware of. Now moving ahead, so recently there were some meetings held, and in the meeting some important points were discussed, and they're related with the wildlife conservation and protection. So our Union Environment, Forest and Climate Change Minister Shri Bhupendra Yadav ji, he was the chairman of this NTCA and Project Elephant meeting, and it was held at Sundarbans in Gujarat. And sorry, in Sundarbans in West Bengal, and it reviews national strategies for tiger and elephant conservation. So all these points were discussed there. Okay, so this is the 28th meeting of National Tiger Conservation Committee, right? So under this, why this meeting was held, what was a major point that was addressed during this meeting? So during that meeting, human tiger conflicts were addressed and a three-pronged strategy and the launch of the project management of tiger outside tiger reserves were highlighted. So recently, if you are aware about, if you are reading regular articles, we are observing a decline in the population of tigers. Okay, the reason being the fragmentation of their natural habitats. Okay, they are now entering the human territories because they are not getting the proper corridors to move. Right. Similarly, about the national parks in Madhya Pradesh, we had some news related to that there are also we are observing the declination in the tigers population. So all these are the regions. So that's why this high level meeting was called where all these points were discussed, and there a new project was launched which was related with the management of tigers outside the tiger reserves, right? And this meeting also ratified the decisions of the technical committee meetings of the National Tiger Conservation Authority covering the approval of tiger conservation plans, extension and expansion of Project Cheetah. Okay, we are working upon the Project Cheetah also so that its population will be stabilized in our country. Tiger translocation, movement of tiger from one area to another area. Okay, where the good natural resources and the habitat conditions will be available for the tiger population, we are translocating them to the specific areas. Okay, prey augmentation, landscape management planning, carnivore health management training programs, and inputs provided by the NTCA on project proposals to the Standing Committee of the National Board for Wildlife. Like another thing that were discussed. So similarly, there were some issues or the challenges we are facing in the conservation of elephant population and other wildlife population. They were discussed. And see, in the Fab month of 2025, there was a National Board for Wildlife meetings held. Okay, so during that time, there were some directions given. So, like what kind of updates we are having now related to the directions given at the time, they were also discussed. And it was also mentioned like expansion of Project Cheetah to Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary and the Bunny grassland in Gujarat. Okay, so it was also discussed, and as well as progresses on initiatives supported under CAMPA. Okay, so the one thing where is a Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary, as in your exam you observe na this Bandigarh that Bandhavgarh Wildlife Sanctuary question was asked, okay, in your phase one examination. So these kind of informations are also important. Like we cannot do or we are not discussing the list of wildlife sanctuaries and the biodiversity hotspots in the national parks separately, but we are discussing all these things in current affairs sessions. So that's why you need to highlight all these specific informations, okay, because they can also relate with your exam. And the steering committee review updates on all India synchronized elephant estimation, which is an exercise for evidence based planning and decision making. Like we do the census for Asiatic lion, we did the census for snow leopard. Similarly, now we are estimating the population of elephant. Like what are the different methods we can use to estimate the population of elephant? So one such is all India synchronized elephant estimation. So under this, we are focusing upon evidence based planning and decision making. So progress under the Model Elephant Conservation Plan for the Nilgiri Elephant Reserve and ongoing work on DNA profiling of captive elephants were also discussed with emphasis. So why all these DNA profiling of captive elephants and the conservation plan initiatives were discussed? So that we will have and we will move in a direction to strengthen our scientific management and the welfare standards for our wildlife population specifically. Okay, a comprehensive review of the status of human element conflicts across the country was undertaken. The committee discussed findings from ongoing studies on conflict drivers and mitigation measures. Along with this, status and adequacy of compensation mechanisms were also discussed. Okay, and elephant population estimation methods, what kind of methods we can use to evaluate the population of elephant and the progress on. So recently, please mention in your notebook, like in the last year, we discussed about the data related to the snow leopards and the population of Asiatic lion. So in the meantime, we are about to discuss the values related to the elephant population in our country. Okay, so this is a framework. Like we are moving in this direction, so soon we will have to estimate the population of elephant, right? So that's why we are discussing about all these things here. And the conduct of effect management effectiveness evaluation for all elephant reserves with CAMPA funding support and a proposed study on elephant corridors, habitat utilization and conflict hotspots in the Bandhavgarh region. Right, Bandhavgarh region is observing like there the population is declining because of the man-animal conflicts there. So we are moving towards, because elephants need a large corridor area for the movement. Not elephant only, other wildlife animals also they need a large corridor area. But we are observing the fragmentations in their habitats, and because of which their populations are entering into the human habitats, and that's how they are occurring some challenges. Okay, so this was also discussed, and this committee also reaffirmed the government of India's commitment to science-based conservation, interstate coordination. Okay, because animals they are not aware about the boundaries. Okay, like we know that these are our boundaries, these are our peripheries, we do not move out of it. Okay, but animals are not, they are free to move, they live in the wild habitats, they are not concerned about the boundaries, and although they should not be, because the nature and the natural resources are for them. Okay, so there's a need to have the interstate coordinations, technological innovations, community centric approaches, so that sustainable future will be ensured for our wild life, including the elephants and the people who are living in the elephant landscape. We need to protect the populations also who are that are living in a close vicinity with these wildlife. Okay, because the animals are having that connections with the people who are living close to them, that they uh, live in a harmony until or unless any external will try to create a conflict between them. Okay, so this is all about. And on the same day, six publications were also six new initiatives and publications were also launched, and they were, one was related with the project Cheetah in India, okay, highlighting the progress that we are having in this specific project. Second, there was the issues of stripes. So NTCA's outreach journal, which focuses on modern technology, tiger dispersal, and the commencement of the sixth cycle. So what we are about to do, sixth cycle of all India tiger estimation is about to begin. So that was also published during the same meeting. There was a booklet. Okay, this booklet, as this is a National Tiger Conservation Authority, so definitely their main focus was related with the tiger population. So they also released a booklet where tiger conservation framework and institution milestones were clearly documented. Tiger Wars, what is it? Little known facts from Tigers Reserve, showcasing biodiversity culture. So biosphere reserves are there, tiger reserves are there. So what is actually happening in the tiger reserves, like how the tigers are living there and the biodiversity is there. So there was a book related to this. Okay. Next, best practice in captive elephant management for elephant handlers, and December 2025 issue of the Trumpet Quarterly Journal. So all these are publications like released after this meeting. Now another is, we will discuss about PESA Act as well in detail. Okay. So Vishakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh gear up for grand PESA Mahotsav celebration. So PESA Mahotsav celebration held in Vishakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, and that was held on 24th of December, because 24th of December is known as a PESA day. Okay, because on the same day, okay, that particular Panchayat Extension to Scheduled Areas Act 1996 was enacted. Okay, and this specific Mahotsav celebration was like enlightened by our Minister of Panchayati Raj, and this is a 2 day celebration. Okay, so this was inaugurated by Konidala Pawan Kalyan, who is our Deputy Chief Minister and Minister for the Panchayat Raj and Rural Development, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so during the same time, uh, PESA portal, this was something that was launched, or this initiative was taken on the same day, that there is a PESA portal, PESA portal, where dissemination of information and monitoring of PESA implementations will be done. There's a PESA indicator to access the status of implementation across states, training modules on PESA in tribal languages to strengthen the awareness in grassroots capacity building, an e-book on Kinnaur districts of Himachal Pradesh, documenting the region's traditional knowledge, culture, and heritage. Okay, so all these informations were discussed there. Then, as part of the celebration, so during that, the 10 specific states which are enlisted under the PESA. Okay, all these 10 PESA states representatives were there. Okay, and they participated in the different events, and all the events are based on 10 identified PESA themes. Okay, and the main region for organizing this Mahotsav was to strengthen the community participation, protection of natural resources, preservation of customary practices, livelihood, and the social justice. Okay, the people who are living in the outskirt areas, or when we talk about the scheduled areas, they need a specific mention, they need a specific protection. Okay, so to make the population aware about the practices that we need to focus upon, so that these population will be protected, That's why these kind of Mahotsav were organized. That's why these kind of celebrations are organized to aware the people about the practices, about their culture. Okay. Now, if we talk about this PESA Act of 1996, so in terms of Article 243M 4B of the Constitution of India, Parliament enacted this particular act, okay, which is the Panchayats extension to the Scheduled Areas Act, which is known as PESA Act, and that is for extending the provision of Part 9 of the Constitution with certain exceptions and modifications to the scheduled areas. Okay, so that the panchayatas institutions and the specific provisions should be implemented in these scheduled areas as well. Now, the scheduled areas. So, what are the scheduled areas? So, these are the areas declared by the President of India. So, as per the Article 244(1) and the fifth schedule of the Constitution, which deals with provisions relating to the scheduled areas. Okay. And since those scheduled areas are mentioned under fifth schedule of the Constitution, therefore they are called as fifth schedule areas. Okay, because they are mentioned in the fifth schedule, that's why they are known as the fifth schedule areas. And at present, fifth schedule areas have been declared in 10 states. So these are the names of the 10 states where these fifth schedule areas are declared. They are Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Rajasthan, and Telangana. Okay, this is about the PACE Act. Now, so this is something you guys are well aware about. Like recently, that Viksit Bharat G Ram G Yojana is a step beyond. So this is earlier it was introduced in the Legislative Assembly or the Parliament as a bill, and now it is finally enacted as an act. Okay, so our President, Srimati Draupadi Murmu ji, have given her assent to the Viksit Bharat G Ramji bill, and now this bill has converted, or now it become an act of law. Okay, so earlier we have the Manrega. Under the Manrega, we have that legal guarantee of 100 days of employment. Okay, but under this new bill, there will be a legal guarantee of 125 days of employment. Okay, I think you guys are all aware about it, right? And the provision for unemployment allowances, Berojgari Bhatta, that is, in case of non-availability of work, has also been further strengthened. Okay, so there are some new provisions, new steps are added, okay, and that is to strengthen, as it is mentioned here, that is to strengthen the work and the strengthen the different things as per this new bill. Additionally, if there's a delay in payment of wages, there's a now provision for additional compensations. On paper, it is mentioned like there will be compensation charges you will get if your payments are not on time, right? And this new bill is also highlighting the government's commitment. So, as per Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji, there's a massive allocation of over 1,51,282 crore, okay, for this scheme in the current year. And that if that huge amount is allocated here, so definitely, as per this scheme, it is ensuring that it will provide adequate funds to uh, people who are living the rural part of the countries. And what is the main aim of this VGG Ramji bill or act now? To build the developed, self-reliant, and poverty-free villages that are rich in employment opportunities. Okay, so this is why there was a need arises to have the specific kind of new act, because we are targeting that till the year, okay, 2047, when we will cover our 100 years of independence, we will emerge out as a developed nation, or Viksit Bharat. Okay, so on the same vision, this new bill was introduced. Okay, and that is it. Under this Viksit Bharat through Viksit villages. So if the villages will be developed, so definitely a nation will develop. So under this, the different programs have started for water conservation, for the development of rural infrastructures, livelihood activities, disaster mitigation. So they all are prioritized, and these work will create sustainable income sources while strengthening rural resilience and productive. Okay. So one thing is that as per the new act, there will be a provision of guaranteeing 125 days of employment, and there's special provisions also mentioned that have which are made for small and marginal farmers. Okay, so small and marginal farmers are also specifically mentioned in this new act so that they do not face difficulties during the crucial agricultural season. Okay, so poor or the rural, the people who are living in the rural part of the countries, they are getting the specific benefits as well as the farmers, the marginal farmers and the small farmers, they are also given the support with the help of this new act. Okay? So these are some points that are important for you guys. And I'm specifically mentioning this thing here as additional measures, like the union minister said that another significant provision under this act is the increase in the administrative expenditure cap. So earlier the expenditure cap was 6% and now it has increased to 9%. Okay, so this is a amount that is allocated. So 9% amount, that is 13,000 crore. So this is also this increase is also observed, and this increased administrative expenditure will ensure that those who facilitate the implementation, so where this specific scheme will be implemented, like the panchayat secretaries will implement this, employment assistants and technical staff, they will receive timely and adequate remunerations. Okay, so it is to support and provide the employment opportunities to the people. Okay, now what are the different features? So I'm just giving you the name of the different features here because I think you guys have watched the specific session taken by Payal related to this act. Okay, so I'm just mentioning the points. So what are the features of this act? First thing is it is enhancing the statutory employment guarantees. Okay, so under this 125 days of wage employment will be provided, right? Another thing, there was balanced provisions for agriculture and rural labor. So because it is specially mentioning the small and the marginal farmers under it, so that during the harvesting time and the peak sowing time and the harvesting seasons, okay, they will get with adequate availability of agricultural labor will be there. Okay, so this is also one of the feature of this act. Timely wage payment. So uh, if the laborers will not get the timely payments, they will surely get the compensation. So mandatory है that you need to do the payment on a timely basis, whether it is on weekly basis or within 15 days of completion of work, but it should be on timely basis. So this is also a feature of this new act. Employment linked with productive rural infrastructure, like whosoever are employed as per this new um, Viksit Bharat G Ram Ji bill. So they will help in productive rural infrastructure, like rural infrastructures will be established, and that's how you can see the result of this new bill as well. Next is, so let me read about this thing. Wage employment under the Act is explicitly aligned with the creation of durable public assets across four priority thematic domains, like Section 4.2 that read with Schedule 1, like water security and water related works, for rural infrastructures, livelihood related infrastructures, works to mitigate extreme weather events. Okay, so like whatever the work we are providing, that will be related to developing the rural infrastructures. Okay, so rural infrastructures will be strengthened, and that's how the connectivity will improve. Right. Another feature is decentralized planning with national convergence. So all works originate from Viksit Gram Panchayat plans prepared at the Gram Panchayat level through participatory processes and approved by the Gram Sabha. Okay, so it is promoting the decentralization, like wherever what kind of work will be needed. So Gram Panchayat will prepare the plans, and that's how the things will begin. It's not like someone is providing you the complete brochure and you just have to follow it. No, you can prepare the plans as per your convenience or whatever the things you actually need. Okay, so this is also a feature of this bill. Next is reformed financial architecture. So as this is implemented as a centrally sponsored scheme, so to be notified and operationalized by the state governments in accordance with the provision of the Act. Okay, and the cost sharing pattern is 60 is to 40 between the central and the state, 90 is to 10 for northeastern and Himalayan state, and 100% central funding for UTs without legislatures. Right? So this is a financial architecture of this new act. Strengthen the administrative capacity. This is another feature. So under this, as we are mentioning the 125 days per financial year, so that will enhance, that will provide the good employment opportunities and other things for the rural people, right? So this is all about it. Employment guarantee and right to demand, right? And normative funding and employment provisions. So you can go through all these points in detail. Although we had discussed about in a specific session, na, that's why I'm just moving through it. You can get all these PDF, these details in the PDF. You can read from there, right? I had included all the points for you guys. Unemployment allowances. So this act removes earlier. So earlier there was this entitlement provisions and restores unemployment allowances as a meaningful statutory safeguard. Where employment is not provided within the stipulated period, unemployment allowances becomes payable after 15 days. Okay, so what is a conclusion? So this new act is enacted. So what comes as a conclusion of this act? Like this particular guarantee for Rojgar and Ajivika Mission Act 2025, it represents a significant renewal of India's rural employment guarantee. So, by expanding this statutory employment to 125 days, embedding decentralized and participatory planning, strengthening accountability, and institutionalizing convergence and saturation based developments, the Act repositions rural employment as a strategic instrument for empowerment, inclusive growth, and the creation of a prosperous and resilient rural Bharat, fully aligned with the vision of Viksit Bharat 2007. Okay, so all these points are discussed. Okay, and as it is mentioned, right? So this new act will appear as a game changer because under this Rojgar and Ajivikas are guaranteed for the rural population for the development of the rural part of the country, right? So this is all about it. Now, recently there are some discussions are done. So the Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying calls for integrated value chain in sheep and goat sector. Like we are moving ahead, we are taking so many steps for the development and strengthening of our dairy sector. Similarly, we are moving ahead. We need to work in a specific direction to develop our sheep and the goat sector as well. Okay, like we need to focus upon the complete animal husbandry and other things. So, Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Government of India, in collaboration with ICR, Central Ship Wool Research Institute, they organized a ship symposium on 22nd of December and where it was organized at Avika Nagar, Rajasthan. And other institutes, representatives from other institutes, they also become the part of this symposium. They also discuss their ideas there. So representatives from ICR, National Meat Research Institute, National Institute of Natural Fiber Engineering and Technology, Central Wool Development Board, and another is National Institute of Agricultural Marketing, National Dairy Development Board. Okay, so representatives from these institutions become the part of this symposium and they all come forward with the new ideas. Okay, the main agenda or the main aim to have this, like they discuss about the status of sheep, mutton, and wool sector in the country. Okay, so as it was discussed by Dr. Arun Kumar Tomar, who is a director of ICR CSWRI, right, as well as Dr. Muthu Kumar Swami B, a joint secretary of Department of Animal Husbandry and the Dairy, stated that department is giving. So as in the last year, sorry, in this 2025 year, from the very beginning, we're talking about like we are moving in a specific direction to improve our indigenous breeds. Okay, the genetic potential of our indigenous breeds of cows and buffalo, so that they will get the good productivity from there. Similarly, now we are emphasizing on improving the breeds of ships, and they are also under the ship breed improvement program, which comes under the National Livestock Mission. Okay, so it was discussed, and under the Entrepreneurship Development Program of National Livelihood Mission, capital subsidy of up to 50%, which is maximum 50 lakhs, is being provided for projects with a capacity of 500 ships or more. Okay, the response to scheme is overwhelming. So we launched this particular program in the beginning, and now we started getting the good results for it, right? So all these things were discussed. I'm mentioning one other thing. So under this Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund, what the DAHAD, that is Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairy, is providing 3% interest subvention for activities like waste to wealth initiatives, vaccine production units, and primary wool processing unit, like the similar that we are providing for our dairy sector animals. Okay, same thing we are providing for our ship sector. Okay, and if we talk about our country's contribution, like in the animal husbandry sector, we are showing a good records. So as India is contributing nearly 25% of the global milk production. It was also a question in your phase one, right? And we rank second in egg production globally. So now the time that we need to focus upon the sheep sector and the goat sector as well, because these two animals are considered as the ATMs of the, because you don't need to invest a lot of money in their infrastructures and in their rearing process. Okay, you can rear them at any place, like you don't need to create a proper shelter for them. That's why they're considered as an ATM of the poor, like they are helping them to earn their livelihood, right? So this is all about today's session. The students who are there, if you have any doubt, you can ask me before ending today's session. So these are something we had discussed here, right? Please let me know about your doubts. Yeah, please let me know your doubt before we will end our today's session. There are some news articles which are not covered today, which I'll cover in the next session. Any doubt, anything you want to ask? No doubts, no queries. Ending the session for now. We'll meet in the next class and discuss your queries in the next class. Okay, all the very best. Before ending the session, aspirant, this is a phase two crash course going to start from 28th of December. So if you are sure and you want to prepare for your phase two with us, be the part of this crash course and start your preparations with us. Okay, thank you so much and all the very best.